Hi guys. I know I like to have fun sometimes with the videos. When people find out that they're suffering from CPTSD and in fact they are with covert narcissists, that initial period, and it could be a year or two, especially if you've been enmeshed with people like this before, but it is very difficult. So for any of the people that are just finding out and they're realizing that things are not what they seem and it's more than a platonic friendship, those are the ones that hurt the most. But betrayal of any kind can hurt very much. And their little game is to drive you insane. It's that simple. It's to drive you insane. Betty Broderick is an extreme example, but she was dealing with the covert narcissist was her husband, and he was a very powerful lawyer, which makes it even scarier. And you look at her in jail, and you see Betty Broderick driving her car right into her husband's house because he manipulated everything so insidiously. Like his favorite game was chess. Yeah, those kind of people, they like the manipulation and using people as pawns to get to their ultimate goal. And these people are going to continue to do it. It's a defense mechanism based in childhood. But more and more research has been shown that they actually do know that they're hurting people. A lot of the research was that they didn't. And they damn well know what they're doing. And they'll continue to do it because if they feel like they're winning or they are in an advantage or power position, they're going to do whatever they can. And what I've realized is the only way you could really deal with it is to get in touch with your emotions. And it's like Jedi training. These people will either train you to be a Jedi in your emotions, or you're going to pull a Betty Broderick in one form or another. It's crazy making to literally be lied to and then have all the people that you thought were in your at least cared about you, and they become the victim. You see, the reason why they get into this situation is because they can't self-introspect. So if you don't know what that is, you're not going to assume that anybody else can do it. You don't even know what it is. So they assume that you can't self-introspect. And that's where it goes wrong because they keep up with the lies and the lies. But the problem is they have to lie more and more about you to cover up this very insidiously clever design plan. But if you can get to the point where you're not going to drive into the house or suffer from reactive abuse where you just want to trust me, they would do the same thing. Offer them a piece of food and they could get insulted by that and scream at you. It's amazing how the crazy making that goes on. And then the best part is they get off on watching people try to explain something that they're committed to not understanding. So they're never going to understand it, or at least let you know they don't understand it. So it's literally a complete mind fuck into hell. And then they have the entourage who they're being nice to, and family members are different. They know who the person is. So now they have the entourage saying things like, you know what you signed up for, and just all this nasty shit, while you're the one that's... It's crazy making because everybody now is so invested in the lie they can't be duped, and they also know the retribution of just saying no to these people. You just don't do that. That's how you find out if somebody's a narcissist. Think of a 2-year-old in the candy store. I don't like to hear no. You can't tell me you love to hear no, but think of a 2-year-old in a big body that doesn't want to hear no. Okay? It gets weird and unpleasant, abusive. And as a codependent, which is the lowest hanging fruit for these people, you're already programmed to accept shit that seems normal to you. And what I'm saying is just have faith and do not go back to these people because they've said so many things that the introjects are still in your head and they're still talking long after you're gone from them. Like a Trojan horse of their introjects and their constant steady bullshit and harping and just saying weird things that are dysregulating, things that are non sequiturs that shouldn't come out, just to dysregulate. It's just sad that people that are so in tune to notice the slightest crack at the side of your lip couldn't self-introspect. If they hit somebody in the head with a cannon, they wouldn't figure out. But they noticed this. Oh, I saw you do that. So they're like high military trained, like to see your shit, the speck in your eye. And meanwhile, they got a giant log up their ass. It's not fun. Get away from them as much as just get away from them if you can. And in the meantime, you're going to be going through a lot of cognitive dissonance, a lot of stuff. It's where the brain, you're acting a certain way, but it's not in belief with yourself, and back and forth. I mean, it's nothing but crazy making nonsense. And if you've gone through this, especially in the beginning, and when you're gone, don't ask people for advice, because then you're going to be gaslit by the rest of the population because they've only seen that side. So it's literally military grade. If the person that is the narcissist has a decent IQ and the victim or survivor has a decent IQ, then it becomes insidious and encrypted, and there's that game. But nothing, you're never going to get closure. That's the game. They're so desperately afraid of being abandoned, just like the codependent. But it's a desperation that's a little more desperate because they don't have any self-soothing mechanisms to regulate themselves. They have to dysregulate to regulate. So if you think that's a fun person to be friends with or have as a relative, by all means, distract them so they can leave the rest of us alone. But it's not a recipe for happiness and fulfillment and autonomy and love and empathy. Forget it. And anybody that wants to cease and desist me, my own truth, I'm a decent person. You could cease and desist threats all you want. I'm not ceasing and desisting my truth, especially though highly imperfect like you are and everybody else. I have some receipts. Is that what they say now? I got the receipts. And they're there. So anybody that thinks I'm crazy, I think we all are, but let me know. We'll see what crazy is. It can be very interesting and insidious, but they always trip themselves up somehow, because in that moment where they have to be in control at every moment, they do things just in that moment, not thinking about what the repercussions can be. So then once there are outrageous repercussions, then they have to start the mass lie campaign, and it just gets bigger and bigger till it just falls apart like the tower card in the tarot deck. It's crashing and burning. So the best thing if you want revenge is just to be as calm and happy as you can and love yourself and try to eat healthy and just do the things that make yourself love yourself, and you'll never be trapped in that game again. And I do wish everybody love and peace, and seek out one person you can trust. Don't tell a bunch of people. You'll be gaslit right back into the situation. Trust me. Trust me. If you're never going to trust me on that. Take care.